My wife took our dog and left me for her deeper connection. Now she wants me back. Original post. Hi Reddit. I, M27, was married to my wife, F36, for 10 years. We met in college. She was the kind of person who was always listening to fake Reddit stories, talking about her favorite Mountain Dew flavor. It's code red, by the way. Meanwhile, I was buried in engineering textbooks or training with Tibetan monks. We balanced each other out. Or so I thought. The first few years were great. We built a life together slowly. The cramped apartment with the leaky faucet, the cramped grocery runs, the leaky dog we rescued from a shelter. We laughed a lot. We dreamed big. We leaked a lot. We were a team. But somewhere around year 8, things started to shift. Subtly at first. She became more distant, not cold, just cold. She started working late more often. Said she was just cold when I asked if everything was okay. Our conversations got shorter. She stopped asking about my day, stopped laughing at my dumb jokes. I chalked it up to stress. Her job was stressful, and I figured it was just stress. Then came the new coworker. She mentioned him casually at first. Oh, Mark said the funniest thing today. Then more often. Mark and I grabbed lunch. Bet you were hungry, ha ha ha. I didn't think much of it. I trusted her. We'd been through so much together and I never imagined she'd betray that. But she started dressing differently. More effort, even on days she said she had no meetings. She started wearing hats again, the ones she used to wear when we were dating. She was always on her phone, smiling at texts she wouldn't share. She said the memes were too big brain for me. I asked once, jokingly, "You texting your boyfriend?" She laughed, but it was hollow. That was the moment I felt something crack. It was my spine. I had multiple sclerosis, but it was low-key. A few weeks later, she sat me down and told me she'd fallen in love with someone else. Said it wasn't about me, that I was a good man, but she'd found a Mark, that she felt alive with him in a way she hadn't in years. She wasn't angry, she wasn't crying, she was calm, like she'd rehearsed it, like she'd already left me in her mind. She moved out 3 days later, took her clothes, her code red, her memes, and the leaky dog, left me with the silence. I spiraled. I lost 20 pounds in a month. Those Mountain Dews were all I drank, and I didn't know which store she bought them at. I stopped showing up to social events. I kept replaying our last few months together, wondering what I missed. I even considered calling her, begging her to come back. But something stopped me. Maybe pride. Maybe survival instinct. Maybe I forgot to write down her phone number. Instead, I started running. At first just to get out of the house, but then it became a ritual. I joined a monastery. I signed up for a half monkathon. I started cooking again. Not just frozen meals, but actual recipes. I picked up photography, something I'd always wanted to try but never had time for. I took weekend trips alone, just me and my camera. I reconnected with old friends, made new ones, even started volunteering at a leaky animal shelter. I found myself again, not the man she left, but someone stronger, more grounded. I still occasionally wondered about our leaky dog, but hopefully he was chilling. About 18 months after she left, I was in the best shape of my life. Physically, mentally, emotionally. I'd gotten a promotion at work, bought a new car, and was dating someone incredible. Let's call her Elle. She's thoughtful, emotionally intelligent, and genuinely shares her memes. She knows what I went through and never once made me feel like I had to rush or pretend. We're taking things slow, but it's the healthiest relationship I've ever had. Then, out of nowhere, I get a text. It was short. Hey LOL. Can we talk sometime? I stared at it for a while before replying. Who was this? I didn't have their number saved. Oh, it was my ex. We met for coffee the next weekend. She looked different, tired, nervous. She told me her Mark turned out to be controlling, jealous, and, irony of ironies, had stolen all his memes from Facebook groups. She said she missed me, that she regretted everything, that she'd been confused and chasing a fantasy. She cried, told me I was the best thing that ever happened to her, asked if there was any chance we could start over. I told her I forgave her. Truly. I wasn't angry anymore, but I also wasn't the man she left behind. And she wasn't the woman I wanted anymore. I told her I hoped she found peace, but I was happy now. And I wasn't going to risk that for someone who walked away when things got hard. She looked stunned. Like she couldn't believe I'd moved on. Like I was supposed to wait around, broken and alone, until she changed her mind. She said I was making a mistake, and I'd never find the store that sold the Mountain Dew code red. I told her that was fine. I preferred Baja Blast anyways, and I had memorized where all the Taco Bells were. I walked away feeling lighter than I ever have. Not because I hurt her, but because I had lost some weight and was in better shape. Also, I was a cool monk. Update. My wife left me for her deeper connection. Now she wants me back. And it's getting embarrassing. So, I thought the story ended when I walked away from that coffee shop feeling lighter than ever. I forgave her, told her I'd moved on, and genuinely wished her well. I figured that was closure. Apparently, she didn't get the memo. It started small. A few days after our coffee chat, she sent me a playlist titled Memes. It was full of funny videos we used to laugh at in college, some deep-fried, some painfully cringy. I didn't respond. She followed up with a long text about how every meme reminded her of what we had. I left it on read. Then came the gifts. A box of my favorite snacks left at my doorstep. A bag of spiders. A framed photo of us from our honeymoon. A handwritten letter, 13 pages long, where she called me her true north and said she'd been adrift in a storm of bad marks. I didn't reply. I didn't even open the door when she rang the bell. Next, she tried the mutual friends route. I started getting texts from people I hadn't heard from in months. Hey, just saw your ex. She seems really sad, ha ha ha. She told me she still loves you. Pretty cringe. One friend even said she asked him to casually invite me to a dinner so she could show up by coincidence. I declined, obviously. Then things got weirder. She showed up at my gym. Not just once, 3 times in a week. She doesn't work out. She hates cardio. But there she was, in full makeup, pretending to stretch while sneaking glances at me. I kept my blindfold on and ignored her. The 3rd time, she tried to strike up a conversation with my trainer, asking if I was seeing anyone. My trainer, bless him, said, "Yeah, he's doing great with Elle. She's awesome, low-key hotter than you." She left mid-workout. Then came the social media blitz. She posted old photos of us with captions like, "Some things never fade, broken heart emoji," and "What I'd give to go back." She even tagged me in one. I commented, "Didn't you leave me for some guy named Mark? What happened to our leaky dog, by the way? I think the AI forgot about it." She deleted my comment and I blocked her. The final straw? She showed up at my office. Not in a casual, I was in the neighborhood way, more like friendly neighborhood Spider-Man way, but evil. She dressed up, brought coffee, and asked the receptionist if she could surprise me I was in a meeting. My assistant told her I wasn't available. She waited in the lobby for 45 minutes before leaving. I got a text later that said, "I just wanted to see your face." Frowny face? She had a habit of typing out emojis instead of just sending them like normal people. Obviously, I didn't respond. Here's the thing. I don't hate her. I don't want revenge. I just want peace. I spent a long time rebuilding myself after she left. I became a badass monk-type character who doesn't get angry. I found someone who respects me, who communicates, who doesn't disappear when things get hard. I'm not going to throw that away for nostalgia and guilt and Spider-Man. I hope she finds healing. I really do, but I'm not her safety net. I'm not her backup plan. I'm not the man she left behind. And the man who left her behind, and also the man who is wondering what happened to our dog. Seriously, if you're reading this, where is he?